Hi there guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 here on FM 303 with me, the one and only Tom Smith. This is episode 3 of the Everton beta and we're really focusing today on transfers. So it's really a good place to start is what we got in our news report today, which is our scouting introduction. We'll take the induction for this. I want to see what's going on. I love the blue box syndrome we got here. We're being recommended straight off the bat as Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which is interesting. But anyway, let's take you through it. Welcome to the club's scouting centre. This will act as the hub. Thank you very much. Scouting focus, you can tell them where you would like the focus to be, general or make it more specific. My god, why can't I say specific? I do that all the time. And then in the middle there's a concise report card which will tell you pros and cons of the player and attributes, his medical history, etc., which is all very interesting. And also you can change your preferences now, which is really cool. So you can have different ones during and outside of transfer windows, different scouting reports set up. All entries are a minimum recommendation level from the recruitment team. Okay, so that's all once again a lot more depth. And you've got your usual options at the bottom to offer trials, declare as targets, add to short lists. So really the scouting is probably about the same. This is the club's database of players which comes from loan listed. Okay, yeah, I see. So any player you scout goes onto this list and remains with your scouting package, which for us, of course, is Europe at this time. We haven't got lots of money to be able to get the world-class one yet, which is quite surprising because I thought we would. Ben, when Everton, I think we've got quite a strong link with Football Manager going back many years. And we've got assignments here for the actual scouts. You can see the scouts on screen now, and obviously you can actually give them individual assignments. I'll probably leave that to be set up by my head of scouting, my director of football, or whatever else. But we finish there, and then we can say, right, okay, very interesting. They use different colours as well for the scouting or the introduction pages, which I find quite interesting. So we head to the scouting now a minute. I wonder if we can just quickly have a quick look at assignments. So we've got next opposition, analyse next opposition, general focus, general focus, general focus. Okay, so that's very interesting. So I wonder if we, excuse me, we can change a few of these. So general focus. Oh, so you can't change that one. Can I change this one? No, you can't change any of them. Right, I'm going to have to work out how to do that, I think. But we'll get into that a bit more in a minute and try to work out how to change it all up. But I think I'm going to try now and go away, try and send some scouts away, and then we're going to get into those transfers that we talked about. And there have been some players that have moved on already, so we'll take you through all that. And let me take you through the players I've brought in, which are quite exciting. Right, we've already had a bit of a search through the transfers and the loan listed options. One thing we haven't done yet, which is always a very interesting place to start your Football Manager 2020 experience, will be the free transfers available. So what I've done is we've only got the European package available, so we're not going to get all the ones in the world, we're just going to get the European ones we got for the medium database I'm running on this occasion. So what I've done is I've gone to quick search, I've gone to contract expired, and I've done it by age, because I'm intrigued to see who are the old boys knocking around still we might be able to have a look at. No one jumps out so far apart from Roy Carroll, the 41-year-old goalkeeper. There he is. He can still do some of the job. He's still good determination. He hasn't got any pace, but then again, in lower league, who knows? Won't be for us though. I think our goalkeeper options are pretty solid. But interestingly enough, let's have a look down now, see who we've got available, because this can be very interesting. Of course, when it comes to your game as well, you might see one or two players out here that look quite interesting for you. As you can imagine, I'm not too excited about buying or bringing in 38-year-olds, 36-year-olds, so I am going to try and scoot down a bit here. John Utaka, that's a name from the past, isn't it? 37 years old. He's lost his pace as well, bless him. Going to be very difficult to find him a club, I'd imagine, unless he goes to non-league. Right, keep going down here. I want to try and get through this. We get to about 34, perhaps 33. That's probably still a bit too old now for the Premier League, isn't it? Because the game's changed so much in the Premier League now. It's such a much quicker and more physical sort of thing. And obviously with age, these attributes do, disintegrate a bit. So cool, there's a lot of players over 34 available this year, isn't there? A lot of guys holding on, trying to keep their careers going. Right, 33. Let's see if anyone starts jumping out at us here that we could actually want. I'm not really going to look at any players that we don't need positions for. Ironically, we do need a centre-back. Eunice Campbell's available. No acceleration and pace. Where was he last season? Watford. Didn't feature, obviously. I wonder if we can offer him a trial for a bit of a laugh and just see how that goes. Right, Eunice. Who wants him? He's on a free transfer, so yeah, go on, offer him a trial for a couple of weeks, see how he gets on. We can get a scout report on him then without actually having to go scout him. So could be an interesting one, could be an absolute disaster, but might as well have a look at him, eh? If they want a free transfer, could save yourself a nice little packet of money if anyone's any good. Right, Watford are also going to offer a trial to Johan Giroud, the ex-Arsenal defender. He's only 32, so we'll have a look at him. He's not got terrible stats, so we're going to keep having a look down here. Now we're getting towards some interesting players. Some names are really starting to jump out, but I've seen Ross McCormack come past and players like that, but obviously they're probably a bit Championship level. We do still want to try and find Premier League level, but for some of the positions we need, players for, like central defence and etc., it's not going to matter so much to me if we do get someone who's slightly more mature available on a free transfer, just to really plug a gap until we get to the end of the season, get some more money through, and see how we get on here. This guy's interesting, isn't he? He's not got great pace and acceleration. I'm pretty sure this guy's played for Dynamo Kiev, right? And PK in Greece, right? So we'll offer him a trial as well. The reason why I'm going for these trials, who wants him? Oh, a lot of foreign clubs out in out in Asia. Right, let's have a look here. So we're going to offer a trial now for 2 weeks. The reason why I wanted to do this, like I mentioned before briefly, is because you will get that scout recommendation after a while, which you can then utilise, and it gives you more information about the player and actually gets you to have a look at him up close, to see if he really is worth you making a bid for. Because sometimes, you can look at a player's stats and they're absolutely brilliant, but then actually when they come down to actually play, they don't actually do too much. So it is worth trying to be a little bit cautious. Darren Gibson stuck out there, but bear in mind he was in League One last year. I think we'll give that one a miss. Going to keep on moving down here now. What if it's going to be interesting that's gone under the radar? Gregory van der Wiel. If we needed the right back, I'd look at him. I'm pretty sure he was at Toronto FC last year. That's right, 27 appearances. Still going quite well for a man of his age, actually. Right, keep going down here now. See if anyone else jumps out at us. Cool, I tell you what, it is a punty free transfer. Do you remember Bediso? Yeah, I think he used to play for. This is a guy who, he never left Argentina particularly much, apart from a little loan spell at Roma where he didn't do too much. But I've heard of him before, and I tell you what, he doesn't look half bad really for 30-year-old. He's not terrible, is he? Chill, well, let's see if he wants to come over to England for a little bit. Let's offer him a trial as well. I imagine half these trials we're offering out are actually not going to go anywhere, and they're probably going to accept deals. Bear in mind, a lot of these players already wanted. But chill, it is interesting, isn't it? To see who pops up and to see who you can have a look at. Right, I've gone a bit mad there. I think I've offered somewhere about 10 to 12 sort of trials for 2 weeks. So, anyway, we'll get them all in and have a look at them. And the next time I do come back to you, we will have that finalised first team squad for this Everton save. Come on, guys. Right, just looking at a contractual situation now. I'm just making a contract offer for a young Russian midfielder I quite like the look of. Been recommended to me, got a very good scout rating. And I thought it was interesting here because we've just started opening communications with him. And obviously, the contract negotiations for Football Manager 2020 have got a bit more in depth. And I've got on the promises section, which is new. So I'm starting with saying I'm going to allow him to be a squad player. But then he, in the future, wants to see that progress. So next season, he'll want to be a regular starter. The season after, an important player. So I'm happy to agree with that, looking at what his scout reporting of 84 states down there. If you can see that with my face down there, you can just about. That's great. So I'm going to finalise promises now, and now I'm going to negotiate the contract. But it's a bit more in depth now, which is very interesting. As you can see here, we've got the live button up the top here, which means we're currently sat in the room. Then contract length, we're going to try and make it nice and long. I don't know if I can see what he's on already, actually. Let's have a look. Let's try and cheat this a minute. Okay, 5,000 a week at the moment. So start negotiation, go back to that. Right, can we try and get him around the same? We're going to go in with a low ball offer here and just see how it goes. So I offered him 5,000 a week, and he's come back now wanting 110,000 a week. My God, I think it's the Premier League. It's interesting. I've noticed this. I've tried to make a couple of offers so far, and a backup defender wanted 100,000 a week. I think they try and have you on a little bit. You know what I mean? So right, I'm going to have to play hardball with this guy. I don't think I can get close to that. Right? I mean, I think for me 35 is probably going to be my limit on this one. Signing on fees are getting a bit bloody pricey as well, to be frank. I mean, if I can keep that to 4 million, that'll be something. He wants a massive appearance fee as well. I don't think we'll be going for this guy. I think it's going to cost us too much of our budget. Perhaps I'm a little bit of a Scrooge when it comes to this, but I just don't know. I can't really justify the sort of money he's after. I imagine I'm not going to get a lot of this through. Goodness me, it was 140. I don't think this is going to happen, is it? Suggest terms here. No, it's not happened. My first contract negotiations have gone incredibly well there. So that's a really good start. Right, we're getting towards the end of July now, and actually I'm finding it hard to sign new players. I have managed to do one. I managed to get one in on a free transfer, which is something, and that is welcome to the club Eugene Kasharidi, who used to be a player for Dynamo Kiev for a long time, was their club captain for a long time here. You look back at his history. Managed to pick him up on a free transfer, 15,000 a week. He was the only player for his star rating that wanted something legitimately acceptable as a wage. We went for a couple other guys, similar age, 30, who wanted a similar position, a squad player, same stats, and they were looking for 100,000 a week. I think I mentioned a minute ago, Premier League club, they seem like £100,000 a week. Transfers have definitely got harder, but I like that actually. I like how it's more harder now. It makes me feel like you've got to work more with what you got, and you really got to try and make it work. Heading back to our team report, that does also mean I've made another promotion. This guy who scored 2 goals in the game which we lost 4-2 to open our season against the under-23s, Everton versus Everton under-23s, Dennis Adrian, he has absolutely been smashing it in pre-season, so I promoted him. He's 20 years old, he's not got a lot, his tackling's good, his long shots and heading are good, physically he's great, his determination's great. Let's get him in there and see what he can become, I decided, bearing in mind how the transfer situation isn't going 100% to plan so far. We do still have some other money about in other deals, so it's not all said and done yet. Obviously, we have now managed to sort out the central defence thing for me quite well. We've now got 2 options for both ball playing and for the static option. Having 2 options for both is kind of the way I look to start. In the central midfield now, with the young guys in Benin and Adiran coming in, we now do have a few options. I still think we're slightly perhaps lacking experience. Only got Scheiden and Delph, but perhaps that'll be enough to keep us through. Going into the attacking unit now, this is where we need to try and do something. We have got a lot of quality in Bernard and Iwobi, and actually when you try and rotate them all and fit them all in, you might find actually there might be a way to get them all to play, and you might have an outstanding 4 there to begin with. But I do think perhaps Moises Keane's going to come down on the left hand side as an inside forward, and then we're going to try and get a striker, because I think Everton have kind of passed on this a few times now until Moises Keane, but I still think if we can get him into there and then move a few of these guys around, we might see a little bit more success. I don't know. I want to try and get that striker, so that's where we're going to go. Going to the transfers and the money we got left here, 13.89 million, but we have got a bit more in wage budget. I wonder if I can budget adjust that a bit. Let's have a look. Yes, we need about 82,000 a week in wages, 86,000, 18 million to spend. That obviously includes your agent fee, so gives us a little chunk now, something to look forward to. Bear in mind we are at the end of July. About the end of July, let's have a look at the schedule, because I've not even looked at the games we've got yet. So how is our season lining up? We've got a few more friendlies. Okay, so our Premier League campaign will start at the start of August away at Bournemouth. So that's a nice, interesting game to start, because they are going to be a team that can score goals, but also they should be a bit leaky at the back. So hopefully we can have a really good performance to start there. But that's followed up by 2 tough games, Man United and Arsenal. So the beaters not being too kind for us so far on that one. We really want to win that Bournemouth game, haven't we, early doors? Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there for today. We had a good look through transfers. We managed to bring 1 player in on a free transfer, and I will try and at least get 1 more in. We haven't had a lot of money to play with, but with those youth promotions, trying to build with the youth in the Everton fashion, I'm still quite hopeful we can really achieve something with this. I'm still not 100% to grips with the transfers. That's probably what half of it is, to be frank. Like, they do want a lot of money, and I don't seem to have a lot of money, so that does make things a little bit more difficult. But anyway, that's the challenge of Football Manager, and that's why we do it. So anyway, please like, subscribe, and comment. Please go and follow me on Twitter as well. The link's up on screen right now, and we'll see you again later on for another episode. I'm trying to do 2 episodes a day at the minute, and then when we get to the weekend we'll have another look at it and see where we stand from there. And of course tomorrow, the next episode, we will see some action with the Bournemouth game potentially, or at least the preparations for that game, and hopefully a big transfer signing. So anyway, see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.